Hello, guys. Hi, everyone. Hello. I'll ask you for a favor. I won't be able to tag people. I won't be able to tag my friends. So go ahead and do exactly that. We're going to talk about grief, grieving, the laws, all that. We'll talk about things that can help us, things that won't help us. We'll talk about what it is and how different it is for everybody. What's the time span that people need? We'll try and cover all that today. It won't be a long live, yeah. I hope you can join in and engage and tell me your own experiences. Yeah, and we learn together like we normally do. Meanwhile, just to let you know that you're streaming on IG, on YouTube, you're streaming on our Facebook page and our group. So we're streaming everywhere. So once in a while, I'll try and engage with the IG lot as well. Cool. So do me that favor and tag your friends. Let's talk about grief. And then I'll also be typing so that you catch up with what's happening. Asante. I'll give you just a minute or two to join and tag and say hello to me and tell me where you're joining from. Karibuni, karibuni, karibuni. Asanteni. Asanteni. So yeah, cool. Let's do this. Tell me where you're joining from. Say hello to me. It's always exciting to have somebody talking to me. So we'll start by talking what is grief. Yeah, it's sad times. A lot of us, you must have noticed that you go on social media platform, there's always be some things. Somebody has lost a friend, somebody has lost a father, a sister, a mother, whatever. It's so much, but you just get scared of going onto this platform sometimes. Yeah, I've lost some people during these hard times, but not from COVID or anything, but from other things like cancer mainly. And we've had losses in our family too before. I've ever lost a sister, I've lost my dad. So yeah, it's something that knocks in every family. We start to die immediately we are born. It's something we can't avoid. We can't avoid. It's just part and parcel of life. So that's why I want to share. I know we're all going through hard times one way or another, sometimes even financially, just trying to be there for your friends financially, trying to be there for your friends emotionally, trying to relate. We make lots of mistakes sometimes when you don't understand people's situation. We find ourselves sometimes telling our friends, oh, yeah, I understand how you feel, like I get it. But do you? Do you? For lack of anything to say, that's what we end up saying, isn't it? So yeah, do join me. Tell me where you're joining from. Say hello. I just don't want to go too deep so that you miss so much. That's what I'm trying to do. Go on. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Just one person, and I'm good to go. Yeah, cool. So what is grief? This other phone is trying to, where I'm streaming to from for IG is keeps on turning off, so I'll have to keep on ensuring that it's still on. Yeah, okay. So it is a personal experience for everyone. It's so personal, it can't be the same. It can't be the same for two people. Yeah, that's one thing we really need to understand. And it depends on a lot of factors. It depends on a lot of circumstances. Was the death sudden? Was the person sick? The stand of self off already. I'll have to keep on touching it. Pardon me for that. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on maybe your age. When you get older, you see like our grandparents, they've kind of had a lot of people die. They've buried a lot of grandchildren before. So the way they'll cope with it would probably be different for a person who's just been freshly done to you. Maybe it's the first close death you've had. The experience will be different. So it's absolutely different for everyone. And that's a very important thing to understand so that we are able to cope with grief. Once you understand that it's different, you don't have to compare it to somebody else's, then you will be good to go. And how you react will be different from everybody else's. There's cultural things as well in play. We have to remember and consider all that. Yeah? Cool. So that is basically what it is. You lose somebody and you need to process the whole information. Some people will cry then some people will take time to react to it. Some will be frustrated, worried about maybe the financial impact that will happen if maybe that person was a sole breadwinner. There's a lot of things that happen and it's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. Cool. I just didn't want to jump in so deep before we all join in and we don't miss out. And I would like you to share with me your own personal experiences. Otherwise, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. So do share with me your personal experiences as we go ahead. So yeah, I have lost a cousin recently, breast cancer. I lost a nephew, cancer as well. I've lost my sister when I was about in my early 20s, and it was so fresh. It was one fresh experience. I'd lost people before, but that one was so different, and it was so hard. And at that time in my life, I thought I had to be strong for everybody else, and I was trying to bottle these things and trying to control myself so that I make sure everything is well and truly organized. It was a very, very difficult time for me. And because I cried out too much, and I mostly cried secretly, like trying to hide when I was crying. And I felt that if something happened to somebody in a short time frame from when I lost her, I might not be even able to cry. I just felt like I'd cried my heart out, like everything, heart and soul. It was so hard. It was so hard. So yeah, I did try at that time to be sober for everybody else, trying to organize. They needed somebody to, like, ensure that things go smoothly. And it is a big burden sometimes for somebody who is trying to grieve, you're trying to process some information, you know? Yeah. So that was I want to say, my very first experience with loss of family, though I'd already lost my grandma before. Yeah, but I was only 9 at that time. So do say hello to me and where you're joining from. I'll really appreciate that. And if you can share your own experiences and how you deal with it, what are some of the symptoms you go through, how you deal with it, it will help somebody somewhere. It will benefit somebody somewhere. But otherwise, don't worry about this live. I usually keep all my videos in whichever platform it is on. I usually keep them. I don't delete them or hide them or anything. So even if you miss out and you're commenting later, that's fine. It still works. Okay, it still works, and I always try to respond to all the messages. Yeah. So yeah, circumstances of loss is really important. Somebody might have left home and said goodbye, and they just stepped out, and maybe something happened, a road accident or whatever. It's hard to, it's hard to swallow that. And like when somebody has been gradually sick for so many years, a lot of us try to start accepting that, what, maybe they're better off without this pain. If you're sick and it's becoming too expensive, you're becoming too poorly, the doctors are none the wiser anymore. You just think, okay, maybe to them it's better if they rested. So dealing with such a loss is different. That's what you're saying. The circumstances and people's experience is different. It's different for everybody. The first thing you need to do is be gentle to yourself and find help. Talk to a trusted person, a trusted friend, a professional body, somebody who is maybe aware of all those things you need, counseling or whatever things you need to support you during that time. Yeah, that's one thing that is really essential during this time. So yeah, thank you for joining, and hello. Yeah, cool. So about the feelings, some people have like they start being frightened. There's those frightening feelings. Some people stop sleeping. It interferes with the sleep pattern, and I think it's really common for a lot of people, where you can't sleep, or you sleep too much. You're always tired. You're always worried. Nightmares. You start dreaming about the person a lot consistently. A little bit of like hallucinations of some sort, or you start becoming sweaty, palpate, whatever. Yeah, so it's different, and you have to realize what process you go through when you're grieving. Just accept it and go through that process. Find somebody to talk to, and when you're talking to that person, stick on to the happy memories. Like if it's an album, look at the album, and all those happy memories that you want to carry with you, and that could help. So those are some of the feelings. A lot of people, yeah, get those frightened. They become frightened. They become too worried. They stop sleeping too well. Or they sleep too much. Those are very, very common symptoms. Can you say hello to me? This keeps on going off. Yeah. So yeah, if you realize you're going through all those things, just know that it will get better with time. It stops being intense with time. So just be really gentle. You might feel numb, panicky. Yeah. Some people just become panicky or weepy, always like crying. It could be over anything, always emotional and edgy and stuff, and angry. Yeah, some people can get really angry. Do be understanding. Do be understanding when somebody's going through those emotions. Let them go through the emotion their way and deal with it their way. Yeah, just be there to offer support as much as possible. Right? Okay. So yeah, okay. Then some of the thoughts that could happen to a lot of people is now like the concentration. You'll find some people that concentration level might go a little bit lower. They can't keep to one task. They get easily distracted, even at work. It can end up affecting their work. It would be nice if you're like your manager, your boss can give you some time to just until it's not too intense, but don't stop talking to a trusted friend or seeking the professional help you need during that time. Really essential for you to go through the period. Yeah. Cool. So we're talking about grief. We know that a lot of things have been happening so much. It's absolutely scary sometimes going on social media. 1 minute is saying happy birthday, the next minute RIP, RIP, RIP. It's been really intense. Yeah. Cool. This it won't be too long today. So we'll just go through the important things. I know it's a hard topic. Again, depending on the culture you are in, it's a really hard topic to talk about. And then since COVID happened, you see, like my mother's culture is a culture that they grew through a long period of time preparing somebody for their send-off. It can take even a month. They go through all this like celebrations where people eat together, they cry together. It's really an expensive thing. But since COVID happened, a lot of people can't do that anymore. So it's been shortened. And if it's in your culture to have that long period of time of being together, being with other people, crying, listening to music, eating, it's confusing because it's not normal for you. Nobody knows what to do anymore. Yeah. Crazy. That's why I thought maybe let's talk about these things. I like talking about hard topics. I believe that from information comes a lot of things. It's just a power, absolute power. Your superpower is in information and using that information. That is there. It goes into every single door. It will happen to every single one of us. It happens to animals, it happens to plants, it happens. We start dying immediately we are born as tried death. It's there. It's just sad that sometimes it happens when you're too young. It happens for a lot of us at the same time, and it's really difficult. But we got to have these hard talks. I'm afraid, and I'm that person who advocates for hard talks and empowering you. Yeah, I'm just saying, you know what? It's difficult. It will be different for you, but if you understand it's different for you, you will deal with it with more gentleness. You'll be gentle to yourself. You'll give yourself time. You'll give yourself time. You'll know there's no time frame to this. There's no time span at all. You're not saying that, okay, after a year you should be good. People should tell you, oh, it's been a year, get over it. Really? No. You don't know my journey. You don't know what that person meant to me. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't get it. So just give me time. When I'm ready, I'll come through this. But you can't avoid it forever. You have to go through that journey. Allow yourself to go through that journey. You really got to. Yeah, and that's why I'm advocating for help or having that trusted friend to talk to. Yeah, the future might start feeling scary. Let's say the person meant so much to you, they are part and parcel of your life. You start worrying about the future. You're living in this moment, and you're just thinking, how will I manage? How will I cope? And people are forcing you to, to just forget it like that. It's really difficult. It's hard. Yeah, cool. So yeah, do give yourself time and just be very gentle to yourself. One thing that you're learning on this platform and are learning a lot is the power of self-forgiveness, the power of just accepting yourself as human and being aware of yourself and aware of your emotion. It's so powerful. Once you know that, you will find that things become a little bit easier for you, a little bit easier. But when you're so hard on yourself, oh, it's been, I don't know how long, why haven't I gotten through this? Oh, I'm always weepy, I'm always emotional, I'm panicking, I'm angry. If you're making it worse, in fact, you'll end up forming a vicious cycle that you don't want to be in at all. You don't want to be in that. You want to accept it, that, yeah, this is how I deal with things. I'm feeling a little bit lethargic nowadays. I don't want to do this. I don't want to wake up, or I sleep too much, whatever it is. Just allow yourself time to grieve. Allow yourself. So yeah, I was going to talk about physical symptoms. I can't engage too much on IG. So what are some of the physical symptoms? Symptoms. So yeah, the physical symptoms, some people got like chest pains, let me pin that. Yeah, some people get chest pains, and they're always tired. I'll write that down. Physical. I'm a master of all trades. I'm my secretary and my everything. So if that typos, just don't worry about it. Pardon it and stuff. Physical symptoms. So, okay. What are some of the physical symptoms you expect to see? Yeah, like I said, some people get chest pains, they lose appetite, the respiratory patterns get affected, you know. Yeah. So the things that I can help is always give yourself time. That will help. Make sure you try as much as possible to have a healthy diet. Yeah, healthy diet will help you. Some exercise, start by little steps. Don't stress yourself. We don't want to add any more stress. Just try and get out of bed and just walk a little bit, get out a little bit, do the small things that you can or still can do. Don't stop doing those important things. Yeah, so food, exercise. I'm big on meditation. That goes without saying. By now, anybody who knows me knows I'm big on meditation. And I'm not talking about all those Zen and, I don't know, yoga expert things. I'm just talking about simple breathing exercises, simple quieting of the mind, simple things. You don't have to be an expert in that. Yeah. If you find you don't sleep well, your voice sleep, insomnia and stuff, try and sleep, try and have a good night rest. Yeah. Try and get a good night rest. It'll be good for you. Get some fresh air and stuff. Yeah. So I want just to mention the things that won't help. Won't help you at all. Is trying to be like anybody else, being strong because somebody else is strong. You see, like if you're a parent and you've got children and you've lost your spouse, you want to be strong for your children and stuff. It's a very difficult one. It's a very difficult one. So yeah, do get some help. And the kids, if you have to be the one breaking the news to them, just give them bite size, give them the information gently, bite size what they can handle. If you can't do it anymore, hand them over to a person who is skilled in that. Yeah, so that you don't feel like you probably damage your kids or anything. Because it's really hard to be strong for two people. It's really hard. Just being strong for yourself is hard enough. So yeah, cool. Yeah, don't worry about other people, what they think. No, it doesn't matter right now what they think. Let's say, for instance, you find yourself, crying, or sometimes you just want to have a good time, and then you forget. You have a good time to distract yourself, then you start feeling guilty about it. That is absolutely normal. A lot of people do that. You start having a good time, then you remember your loss or something. Start feeling guilty, start feeling bad, start missing that person. Just concentrate on you and your feelings. Don't worry about what people are saying. Oh, they are doing this. Oh, don't worry about those people. You don't want to add stress into stress. Absolutely not. You can't allow that. And then don't rush yourself in any decisions, especially like, let's say, where the financial decisions are involved. You lost a spouse who maybe left some stuff for you. You don't know what to do with them. This is the worst time you could rush yourself into doing anything, maybe selling or buying or investing, withdrawing. This is really not the best time. And if there are some decisions that have to be made immediately, get help, get professional help. The financial advisor, get a financial advisor to help with that. Don't try and make those big decisions in that moment. Sometimes you might think you're okay, you might think you're good, but you're not. I'll give you my own example. I like using my own stories. At the time I lost my sister, I just joined college, and it was the first term of college, and we had our first cards. And I told myself, it's just cards. We have all this funeral arrangement going on. I'll be fine. Let me go to school and do my cards. And I did. I went to school, and my lecturer told me, no, you don't have to do the cards. We understand you just lost your sister. There's nothing to do at home anyway. It's just people there, sad, crying and stuff. I want a distraction. Let me just do the cards. I didn't know that I couldn't concentrate on that class. I hardly got anything. I hardly got anything in that class. When the results came, I was like, oh my God. If I didn't do it, at least the teacher would have understood what happened, and maybe they would have, I don't know what they would have written on there, but I went there and did it and didn't get anything. So that was awful. Yeah, so be careful of making all those decisions, big decisions. Cool. I really appreciate you. I'll call it a wrap. Thank you. If you're watching this on replay, I will read your charts. I will reply to your charts. Let's continue with this discussion. It might be difficult for some of us because a lot of things are totally raw, but we have to talk sometimes. We have to talk and learn from each other so that we stop saying certain things to each other. Somebody goes like, oh, I lost so and so, yada yada, and then you go like, oh, it's been I don't know how long. You need to get over it and stuff. So we'll be just mindful of what you tell each other and how we deal with each other. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to ensure we do and learn today. Otherwise, I still like learning from you. So go ahead and teach me something new, or tell me something I didn't mention, or just emphasize on a particular topic. Remember, we are on YouTube. If you haven't gone there, go on YouTube and subscribe there too. It will be nice to see you on there as well. Thank you, and bye, and be good to yourself and gentle for yourself. More love. Take care.